It's a beautiful day here gardening in the woods, but with a light coating of snow there's not much work to do outside. So what can we do? How about some tool maintenance? Let's go inside and take a look. Today I'd like to talk about the proper process you must go through in order to properly maintain a pair of Felco hand pruners. First, a list of supplies: some lubricating oil, rubbing alcohol, a rag, sharpening stone, steel wool, your Felco disassembly and reassembly tool, as well as some Felco replacement parts. So first let's start with disassembly. This always begins by removing the center spring, which can be done by hand. Next, grab your Felco replacement tool to help assist in removing the two bolts. First bolt holds in the center bushing and bolt lock. Remove the other bolt. This holds the lock that keeps your handles closed. Next, the center bolt and bushing. Once the center bolt is removed, your handles will come apart into two pieces. At this stage you can remove the cutting blade. This is also where you want to determine whether or not you're going to resharpen and reuse your old blade or replace it with a new one. If you see large nicks in the cutting blade surface, it is best to replace it with a new one. Otherwise, a resharpening will do just fine. Next, take your rag with rubbing alcohol, generously apply, and wipe down all the metal surfaces on your handles. The alcohol will help to break up the saps and residues left behind from plant material. Next, a slight abrasion with some steel wool will help maintain that stainless steel finish, as well as help remove the excess junk and sap left behind. After you're satisfied with the cleaning, it's time to reassemble. If you've chosen to use a new blade, this is the time when you would place it. Otherwise, wait to sharpen until fully reassembled. Center bolt, top handle, center bolt bushing, center bolt, center bolt lock adjustment, and finally your handle lock. You don't want to tighten the bolts too much, but you also don't want them to be too loose. As I mentioned before, this particular bolt helps to lock in the adjustment for your center bolt. This will ensure you have the proper action in your handle. After assembling all of those pieces, you can reset the center spring. At this stage, we're going to oil the joints as well as the spring. Open and close the handles repetitively to ensure that the oil seeps into all the joints. Also, give them a little rack to make sure you got that proper action and that your center bolt is adjusted correctly. Now, if you've put a new blade on, you're done, and you can lock them, put them in their holster, and save them for the spring. Otherwise, it's time to sharpen. The back side of the blade likes a 5% angle. The front side prefers much more dramatic one at about 20. Always be careful when sharpening a blade. Make sure your hands are oriented in a manner that you can avoid getting cut if you slip. With it fully reassembled, give it a couple more ins and outs, lock it up, set it down. When it's all said and done, you end up with a nice, fully adjusted, fully oiled, clean and sharp pair of Felcos ready to use for the spring. The final test I always like to do is take a piece of paper to see if your sharpening job has been done correctly. When you get a nice clean cut, you know you're ready to go. And like I said, you can lock them up, put them in the holster, and set them on the shelf, ready and waiting for spring action. Hope this was helpful, and look forward to seeing you again.